I did was about my Type R, and if you follow my channel, you know that I have a Subaru Impreza, a GC8, a Type R STI from 1997. And it was the first video I ever did, and it's the one that has the most hits. So I thought this would be fun. How about I make a video and just go over of all the things that happened to me this year and answer, is the Subaru trustworthy? Is the Subaru reliable? So we'll talk about that, and I hope you enjoy the video and make your own conclusions about it. So this is where I did the video last year. It's basically a truck stop. It's called Copa Victoria. You got your gas station, and down there at the bottom you have your small restaurant, diner, whatever you want to call it. And it was just a short video about the car, and somehow people really enjoyed it. So let's quickly talk about the car and the things that it has and shouldn't have and stuff like that. So this is a 1997 Subaru Impreza STI Type R, the two-door, and it's version 3. So with saying version 3, that scoop is not version 3. The front is a version 5, version 6. That lip is a P1. And it has the side skirts and I think they're called Euros or Euro or something. On the version 3 did not come with that spoiler. That's the version 5 spoiler. I'm not too sure about the bumper in the back. And this brakes, when it comes down to brakes, I actually put on the Brembo STI brakes, front and back, of a 2005 Subaru Impreza. The last thing I did was actually find these BBSs. And you already recognize them. They're supposed to be gold, but I found these in a bronze color. Eventually I'll probably paint them up later. But the thing was that I had to add spacers to convert the 5100 to 5114. But I just love them. I just feel this car or any other GC8 looks great with these wheels. In regards to the tires, it used to have some Toyo 235s, 45s, which are just extremely big. I went this time with the RS606. Those are zinc Kova. They're basically Japanese. And I'm running off of 225s, 45s. So since it's 17 by 8, it doesn't look too high. It's pretty good fit. And because of the spacers, the back fits fine, yet the front comes off about an inch. So that might be an issue with inspection, I don't know. In regards to the engine, it's an AJ20 with K-heads on it. I'm not sure what the block is, but I do know that it's a K-head. The engine cooler is bigger. It has a Kyle Westgate, and that's a V39 turbo, which I swapped out for the second time. And now we have an oil separator with the blow off. So it's been a pain. So let's talk about that. Okay. So now you saw the car. Let's talk about what's happened so far in regards to maintenance within the last year. So again, right now it's August, it's 2023. I bought the car in May 2022, so it's been roughly over a year. To start out, the car had a few actually a few electronic issues. The battery would die out on its own, and the doors would start locking up on its own. So I took that to the shop, we looked at it, and found out that the controller that handles the centralized door locks, that was messed up, and I had to replace that. I replaced the battery. That went away. The retractable mirrors, only one of them work. I found a pair, I swapped them out, got that fixed. That went away. And while I was at the shop, we were testing it out, and I started seeing blue-black smoke, and turns out that the original turbo died out on it. So I went ahead and bought a Tomioka, I think it was like a G20 or something, a little bigger than normal, and I swapped it on, and I was super happy. It took me like 4 months to get it. It cost around $1,300 to bring it from the States over to Costa Rica, and it was all good and dandy until I took it to Subi Fest. So I already have a video of Subi Fest, and basically Subi Fest was, we went out to a drag strip and just you know, had a few races. I'll put a video of that here. And it turns out that after putting it out on a track about 3 times, I started seeing a lot of smoke again, especially when I was moving from 4th to 3rd. I would start seeing smoke, and I started feeling the clutch kind of weird. So I stopped and just thought, you know what, it's safer, just go home. I won't push the car any longer. So that day I was able to get back home safely. I had no issues. The clutch still felt kind of weird, but I just, you know, slowly shift gears and found my way back home, and everything was great. A week later, I get on the car, I start it up, I go out to do something, can't remember what it was, and about 200 yards from my home, from first to second, the clutch just stayed in and got stuck in. And I managed to get it back home, started looking at it, and saw it was the slave cylinder. Somehow the clutch slave cylinder got jammed or whatever. So I went ahead and bought it, replaced it, and noticed that I still couldn't get the clutch to work. So I sent it to the shop, and at the shop we said, hey Red, you know what, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to put the engine down, something's wrong with the clutch, we need to find out if it's a gearbox or what happened. What happened was that the clutch release bearing broke, somehow got stuck, it didn't move, and that right there also messed up the ring that goes behind the clutch assembly. So I went ahead and bought all that stuff. I bought that an ACT monolock single ring for the clutch, and I also bought the clutch release bearing. Since I took the motor out, I started looking at things, and you know what? Hey, you know what? I don't like the way that timing belt looks. So we swapped out the whole timing belt, the whole kit, the tensioner, the idle pulley, the whole thing. We took it out and eventually rebuilt that. I'll put another video here. That fixed the clutch problem and the motor, kind of. I was still concerned about the black-blue smoke coming out, and it turned out that the brand new Tomioka turbo was shot. Something happened to it, the journals went down or something broke off, and I ended up just going and buying another eBay turbo. This time I didn't go with any brand, I just bought a normal eBay turbo, a VF39, which is the same thing that the Subaru STI 2004-2005 uses. I put that on, and we started doing more testing and found out that the blow-off valve was shot. It wasn't opening all the time. Apparently it stopped getting lubricated and it started, just not opening enough, and that might have caused the turbo to go out. So I got that replaced. I bought another TO blow-off valve. Further investigation, it turned out that the PCV valve was not in its best condition, so we actually put in a new PCV valve, bought an oil separator this time, and connected the oil separator to the, to the crank and all the heads and stuff. Once that was set, I was super happy. We're talking about months here, right? This is not something I was able to get done in a week. We were talking about months. And once it's all ready, the steering box, the steering gearbox started leaking. So I had to take that down, put a photo of it, and get it worked on. So once I got that fixed, I was able to take it home. I rode it, tested it out, and my up pipe, the one that goes from the headers down up to the turbo, that started to expose itself, and it got all busted in that. And I had to replace the up pipe, so I had to take out a turbo and all that stuff and replace the up pipe, and that solved my issues. And that's about all the hassle so far, right? It's only been a year and I've already spent, I would say, close to $6,500 on the car in maintenance, which is crazy. And I haven't thought about selling. I don't want to sell. I actually love this car. I enjoy this car. I feel this car is a unicorn. And that's why I even went ahead and bought the BBSs from the STI, because I just love the way the car looks. I'm just really crossing my fingers that it'll calm down, because it's been over a year and it's been a real hassle. It's been frustrating, and everyone talks bad about Subaru. Everyone talks bad about their cars, their engines, and I'm kind of lying down to the fact that maybe they are pretty bad cars, but I think it's not Subaru's fault. I believe that what I have is just an old car, right? Because the Subaru STI is 1997, so we're talking about 26 years of abuse, and the previous owner, I'm not saying he was bad, I'm just saying that he had the car as a showcase car. So he had a collection of cars and he just had them stored away. And the car was, used to being stored away. When I bought the car and I started using it, all the oils go well replaced and things start breaking down, and then basically everything just broke down on me. So far, the motor has not. And I'm really crossing fingers that it's gonna stay that way, because I really want to take it to the dyno and see what the numbers give out. So, going back to the original question, is the car reliable? No, not so much, at least not yet. And I'm going to continue working on it until I can finally say it's reliable. Alright guys, hey, thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'll promise to get more content. Life's been kind of busy, but I always try and find a break from it all to make these videos. So thanks again for watching, guys. Take care.